presenting them with the key to the city. Ladies? And neither one of them have ever received a key to a city before, and I have told them, this will change your life.
We're here. Leon Rippey, who plays Earl, and Bailey Chase is here, and Bokeem Woodbine, and Artie Mandelberg, and all of the writers, all of the writing staff of Seven Grace is here because we love Oklahoma City. We want the show to feel like this is home for it, so we're here in the hopes of being able to shoot our series here in part, and to kind of brand Oklahoma City, to kind of expand the scope of the stories that we want to tell, and just include the city in the with the characters. I'm terrible at this, but
I'm worse.
But we're both really nervous. But the fact is that we're here, and we're all here, and it's for a huge reason, which is we want to stay.
You know, I first sold this idea over 2 years ago, and I came here to Oklahoma City, and I started trying to get meetings with people. At that time, I only had the script sold. The pilot wasn't even written, and of course they were going, well, you know, if this happens, come back and see us, because our hope is to shoot here in Oklahoma City. And then each step of the way, I sold the pilot. I would come back and go, okay, I sold the pilot. And then we got Holly, which was a dream that I'm still not believing every day that I get to work with her. And the cast, the whole cast that we have. So we've got stories to tell about this town and the people who live here. Growing up here, I know what Oklahoma City is about. I know the heart of the people here. And it's just such an honor to be here, to get these keys to the city. It really is. And we thank you very much. And we're very excited about our second season. So.
If there are any questions from here, or if you all want to do one-on-ones, that opportunity may exist. They have just a couple of minutes, though, so if you have questions, now's probably the time.
When does your second season start?
It'll start either in June or July next year. We start shooting in January. I hope on the Oklahoma River.
And we have 4 more episodes that air in December that we've already shot that are kind of the end of the first season, actually.
Our real season finale is the last of those 4 episodes.
Uh-oh.
How many episodes will be in the second season?
They've ordered 15. Hang on one sec. That's what we hope, but we need help in order to, with our budget, in order to shoot here. So we've already got scenes. The writers have been meeting 2 weeks, and we've already got scenes in our minds on the Oklahoma River, at the Museum of Art, you know, Bricktown. So that's what we're hoping.
Holly, you've spent little time here now. What are your impressions, and what are some of the stories you think need to be told about this city?
Well, I think that Oklahoma is incredibly diverse, and far more diverse than people might believe. So, I mean, it's incredibly cosmopolitan, and it's flush up against something really rural. So, I mean, I'd love to kind of take advantage of that with some of the stories and have them be in this ultra-urban environment with, you know, the tremendous oil money that's here and the cattle money makes it automatically a really interesting combination of people and places and, you know, how people make their living. And I also think that it's really beautiful. I mean, it's so easy to get out of the city, you know, and that's a pleasure. Last night we were at Shawnee Lake 1. And it was just amazing. You know, you could look up and see, you know, as many stars as I've ever seen in my life. and then you've got downtown, and you've got Bricktown. It's incredibly beautiful, and there's been so much money and effort that's been put into kind of revitalizing downtown Oklahoma, which is, that's what so many American cities are trying to do, and it seems that Oklahoma City's been very successful at it, and we would love to take advantage of that as well. So there's lots of reasons to be here, and that's certainly one.
I understand that you spent some time with the Oklahoma City Police Department. Sorry, back here. What was that experience like for you?
Well, Captain Steve McCool, who's here, who was so great. Gary Knight and Captain McCool were incredibly generous to all of us. I know that Bailey Chase came, and Kenny Johnson and me. We all came and did whatever we needed to do. We just asked permission, and OCPD absolutely rolled out the red carpet for us in every way that I could have imagined. We owe a lot to them. I mean, and I can call them. I've called OCPD throughout the entire shoot. Virtually every episode, I'll call somebody and ask them a question. One of the police officers, and anytime, day or night. And it's been incredibly helpful to the reality of the show.
You mentioned once that you had some Oklahoma background with your parents. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, my mom was born in Shawnee, and my father was born in Oklahoma City, and my mom's side of the family was part of the Oklahoma Land Run, and I still have relatives in Lexington.
If you film in Oklahoma, will you do some Oklahoma casting, or will it be?
Yeah, we'll do some local casting. Bring some from LA, and then hopefully fill it up here. Be great.
What do you have in mind whenever you talk about some of the help with your budget? What are some of the approaches that you maybe have in mind?
We need, it's something that, it's about the future, I think. It's 6 million eyeballs a week and more next year. Not only a national audience, but an international audience that can see Oklahoma City in a new light. So, and the help that we need, we've got a great studio and we've got a great network who have supported us creatively and financially. Unfortunately, we've proven that we can shoot a successful show set in Oklahoma City and Los Angeles. And to the studio, that's all we need. This is a personal thing for us because this is what's true, this is what's real. So we need help from the city with the money, with the budget. Because as of yet, there's not a film infrastructure here in Oklahoma City. So we have to bring up the crew and equipment from Dallas. And that's money that the studio goes, well, why do I have to spend that when we can do this in Los Angeles? So it's a very personal thing for us that we want to do, and that's why we need help.
But also, and that's a great point. And it's also that a whole bunch of TV series and a whole bunch of movies, they could take place anywhere. It's the sense of place in the story is not that important. The fiction of the story doesn't depend on the place. But with our series, it's absolutely it's a crucial part. It's inherent. It's crucial. Anybody who's watched the show, I mean, it's already kind of injected with a sense of place. And this is the home for the show. So if we could actually shoot here, which we've never really been able to do, I mean, the sense of the expansiveness of the show, the specificity of it would increase. Everybody. It's like NYPD Blue never shot in New York City except for like 10 days a year. But that 10 days a year that they shot in New York City made the show absolutely feel like it was taking place in New York. The whole show felt like New York. Even people who lived in New York totally thought that that's where it was taking place. And we so much love to have that kind of credibility and that kind of focus. It's hard to describe, but it would enhance the show in ways that we don't even know.
It's already a character, but now we can make it a lead character in our show. And what we hope to do is come here in January. We'll have 6 to 8 scripts ready to go, and we'll shoot pieces from those 6 to 8 scripts so that for 6 to 8 episodes, you'll see real Oklahoma City. You know, we'll put them all in different episodes. So it won't be a one-shot thing.
And wouldn't it be cool in the opening credits, you know, to have like shots of Oklahoma City? Like me running around in my Porsche, you know, in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Driving past the skyline, you know, all that stuff.
Mayor, can you talk about what the city plans to do to help make this happen?
Well, we're very interested in the crew shooting here. We don't necessarily have city funds delegated to these types of endeavors. Thank you, Leland. The state of Oklahoma is traditionally the funding source for the film industry. We're trying to work with them. We're also trying to get the business community involved. And when we leave this room, we're going to go over and address the Chamber of Commerce in a few minutes. So I would like to think there are funding sources out there. I wouldn't necessarily expect the city of Oklahoma City to be using city tax dollars to incentivize the casting. That still doesn't mean we can't figure out a way to make it happen. Anything else?
Are you going to a football game this weekend?
Yeah.
That's why you came.
What about your plans? What are you going to do besides?
I know right after this we're going to go to the memorial, which plays a part in our show with Grace's character. Here, Jill, you tell them. I know we're going to the game on Saturday.
We're going to be going to, I'm Jill Simpson with the Oklahoma Film and Music Office, and the next 2 days are an intensive research location scout. We're going to the schools that Nancy attended, which are Bishop McGinnis and Christ
Which is where Grace went.
Where Grace went. Christ the King Elementary. We're going to the Western Heritage Museum, Remington Park. We're covering Bricktown, everything from the Red Hawks ballpark to ride on the water taxi. We'll be going to the regatta on Friday night, taking them to restaurants such as Mickey Mantle's, Toby Keith's. We'll be spending the day in Norman on Saturday. On Sunday, we're going to Pops. We're touring the Capitol. We're touring Lake Hefner Parkway and Cattleman's. Breakfast at Cattleman's tomorrow morning. We're hitting all the high points. And lunch at Johnny's. We're going through the line for a Theta with cheese, just like Grace would like.
Thank you all very much for coming.